climb this tree and get that elder blossom for us. This is remarkable to see the elder in flower in August. I think it's just doing it for us. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. This is a plant that's become so popular in herbal medicine right now, and rightly so. I mean, it's been used for centuries. This is one of those medicinal plants that crosses over from being a good food into being a powerful medicine, and you can use it for both. It's easy to grow. I mean, I've seen it growing all across the United States, and you find it a lot of times at the edge of fields and farmland. It likes especially like a stream bank, you know, find it a lot near where there's water. It's very common, and you can see from this plant, it's a shrub. It's not a true tree, so it branches out into many branches. And it can grow in a smaller shrub, but oftentimes it grows 12. This one must be, I don't even know how tall this one is. It's enormous. It's very happy here. It's so high we can't get to the elderflowers up there or the elderberries. But the part that's most used are the elderberries and the flowers. And these berries here are farming. They're not ready yet. This is the black or the blue elder, the Sambucus nigra. And these are not ready yet. Of course, they're still green, but when in another 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe even 4 weeks, they're going to be bursting of this blue, almost black-like color. And then you'd come out and you'd collect those. They're very easy to collect. You just take the sprigs off, like the twigs off like that, and you use them fresh, or you can dry them. I like to do both. I like to use them fresh in syrups. Elderberry syrup is absolutely one of the best tasting medicines that you'll ever taste. And in fact, you want to make a nice quart of it, or a couple quarts, and you use it for a drink. You can once you make the syrup, you can add it to sparkling water with a little bit of ice if you want, and you have this delicious elderberry juice. It's also nice with lemon and goes great with other herbs. So making elderberry syrup is great. One way that you can preserve it as a syrup, and if you want to keep it all through the whole year, it's nice to can it. But the other thing that I like to do is freeze it. You can put it in little pops and stuff, and then you just bring out the little freezer cubes, and you have this wonderful syrup that you can add to water and have a great drink in the middle of the winter time. You can also tincture them, but it's so good as a syrup that it just seems like a shame to tincture them. But you can tincture them as well, and they're very good. So that's one way that we do them as a syrup. And also the elderflowers too are really good. You have to collect the flowers like when they're just opening up there. And those are wonderful for, first of all, they're just delicious. Elderflower is like, it's almost like drinking lace or something. It tastes so good. It's light and kind of a beautiful flavor. But they're very good for colds and flus. And they work a lot like yarrow does. It actually helps to lower fever. It helps to what we call break a fever. It actually will spike your fever. It actually creates that spiking and helps you sweat. So it's a diaphoretic, an old-time favorite diaphoretic. In fact, there's a very famous tea formula. It's called Gypsy Cold Care, and it's a mixture of peppermint, elder, and yarrow, that famous old combination. And it's one of the best formulas for, helping to lower a fever. Oh, there's Morris again. Do you approve of this herb, Morris? He says he loves elder, and he always uses it when he has a bad cold. And also as a preventative, like it's one of those delicious preventatives. You have your big bottle of syrup, and every day you wake up before you rush off to work, and you have like a good tablespoon of that. You just take your dose, and it will just keep your immune system fighting infections. It's also rich in vitamin C and many, many other nutrients. So it's working really by helping to nourish the system as well. And then I started to mention you can dry those berries too. Just put them on a rack. If you have a food dehydrator, they'll dry overnight. If not, if you have a warm, sunny day or warm, sunny place, you can dry them on the racks. And when they're totally dry, you can just store them and use them in the wintertime. They're nice to add to other teas. They give the tea a beautiful dark blue color. So sometimes I just add them for that. They're not a sweet berry. Many of our wild fruits that are highly nutritious, they don't have a lot of sugar in them, which is good for us. We don't need more sugar than we have in this society. We're a little sugar heavy, I'd say. So sometimes it takes getting used to. Sometimes people think, oh, the elderberry, it's going to be so sweet, but it's actually very mildly sweet. It's not a sweet berry. People love making elderberry jams. Oh, elderberry wine is very popular. Elderberry pies are really good. It's nice to mix the elder with other berries when you're making jams and pies, etc. But here you have this amazing pharmacy and food source that grows all across the country, and so many people don't use it. I mean, it's amazing to me. If you talk to your grandparents, they were using this plant, so it's time we start using it again. Oh, you know, one other thing I love doing with the flowers, when the flowers are just opening up, they're not fully open, but they're just beginning to open, you take the whole sprig, cut it off, so you have this big, like, umbel of these creamy flowers, and you make a very light fritter batter. It can be just like a light flour with egg in it even, you know, a little water. Sometimes people make a fancier fritter batter, but sometimes I just take flour, mix it with water, and a little egg so it holds it together well. And make it light, don't, you know, make it so that it's not thick and heavy like a pancake, light. And you dip that, you hold the end of the sprig in, and you dip it into the fritter, and then you fry it. I know it's not a health food, but it is divinely delicious, and especially if you have elderberry jam to go with it, it's really good. It's really nice that way. It's a treat. It's a really good treat. So there's so much folklore about the elder. In fact, see how this elder is planted at the edge of the garden? This is called the elder mar, the elder mother. And she, in traditional times, was always planted at the edge of the garden. I wonder if Kathy and Joe knew that when they planted this here. Maybe not. Sometimes plants just appear where they want to be, where they know they're supposed to be. They just show up. That happens a lot. People are always going, I was just thinking about that plant, and then it just showed up in my garden. And I'm thinking, well, people are not aware that they've had this ancient relationship. We're genetically connected to these plants, and we've been evolving with them for thousands and thousands of years. In fact, in every legend, in every story, every creation story around the world, no matter what it is, whether God created the earth in 7 days, or this Darwin evolutionary thing, or, you know, Big Bang, the plants were always here before humans, which make them our teachers and our elders. They're very wise beings. So right here at the edge of the garden is the elder mar, and they were planted there because they protected the gardens. They were the protector of the gardens. So it's nice to have an elder on the edge of your garden, watching over it, and then coming and getting your elderberries to make elderberry syrups, and your elderberry flowers. So pretty and beautiful. We just drink in that happiness. Fills our hearts, makes us joyful. Joy is a very important element right now when the world is challenging for so many people. It's good to keep the joy levels up.